When is the last time an Indian film jolted you so much that you rose up from the theatre seats? When is the last time an Indian film trounced you in such a way that your initial shrug at the writing turns into a jaw-dropping awe by the end of the film? When is the last time a trailer of an Indian film has given out so little of the plot and yet has been so slick, and then upon watching the film, you realize that the trailer was just a scratch on the surface of what all is waiting for you in the theatre? You might have a few examples for each, but when is the last time all that happened together for an Indian film? Well, Nithilan Saminathan's Maharaja is one such experience for us that stunned us over and over and leaving us submerged in a grandiose, visually sumptuous tale of the unexpected. If you have not watched the film, rush to the nearest theatres now and then come back for the review. Even though we do not intend to put a lot of spoilers in this video, Maharaja is a film that's best experienced without knowing much about it, and then let yourself be immersed in the roller coaster ride. Maharaja. The barber of a local saloon wants to register an FIR for the missing Lakshmi. He even insists on taking his case to CBI if needed. But Lakshmi must be found out before his daughter returns from a school sports camp. Who is Lakshmi, or is it, what is Lakshmi, is the question where the trailer leaves you hanging. Well, the answer comes quite early in the film as your initial doubt at the script starts popping. And boy, you are mistaken by miles. Maharaja is that film whereas the viewer just thinks they have figured things out. That's when the exquisite diversionary tactics kick in. This transfers over into the characters themselves, who can be despised and loved interchangeably as the story progresses, and not always for the right reasons. It's like a game of chess where writer-director Saminathan intentionally creates doubts about his caliber and maturity in the mind of the audience before pulling the rug below their feet in a sudden strike. And he does it time and again, and you surrender every single time. We are intentionally shying off from talking about the exquisite twists for you to witness in the theatre, but let us just say that in Saminathan's script, everything is there for a reason, be it a gold chain, a wound on the body, set piece that appear just as comic reliefs before you find them contributing to bigger plot points, or even a stiff neck of a supporting character. The prop for Saminathan in delivering these twists is in his use of concentric timelines that resemble and thus hoodwink us in the process. This also leads to multiple eco-set pieces within the film, which elevate the drama quotient, like Maharaja narrating his story of the theft of Lakshmi, like enactment of robbery scenes, like a man helping the police to find something out before that same thing exposes him to the police, like fathers buying gifts for their daughters before calamities strike. This father-child plot point also works as the emotional crux of the film, as well as adding the subtext of what it means to be a father. Contrasting how Maharaja holds on to everything he has for the sake of her daughter, and how Selvam wants to usher everything he does not have for his child, the film subtly comments on perspectives of good parenting. And then think about the passing scene as a thief strikes a deal with the police as he surrenders and hands over some money to his wife for his child on the way to jail. Think of the scene as a mother pleads for her daughter in front of a savage man. Think of the flash second scene as you watch the senior police inspector's wife and daughter riding home on a scooter. They all add up to the father-daughter subtext by the end of the film. Like we said, nothing is there just for the sake of it in this film's labyrinth writing. Maharaja is a solid example of what all needs to be done for such a plot-driven film. It strikes gold at all the checkpoints, be in raising the stakes gradually, be in its innovative twists, or be in its cause and effect analogies. There are critics who have found the film engineered, but then that can be your excuse against any thriller with twists. What worked for us is the way these twists feel organic, even if the director does not present us with all the pieces of the scramble to begin with. Also, Maharaja being plot-driven does not preclude from offering character arcs. You watch how morally upright men become beasts as they come upon habitual human being in their worst perverse forms. You also witness beasts in disguise of men who do not change in their lifetime, and how near ones pay for their crimes. We as individuals in this channel acknowledge revenge to be one of the purest human emotions, but can never support capital punishment by the state. Maharaja takes a very interesting and intelligent stance even in this respect, as we watch the fury of a patient man when he is cornered beyond human tolerance, as we watch mob justice endorsed by the police, but only after they are established to be corrupt individuals, and as we watch the future choosing mercy over violence as the perpetrators bury in their own crimes. However, there are a couple of things that do not work for the film and the writing. Firstly, the thief called police in the police station, as his conversations with Maharaja do not work at all in hindsight, after you realize what Maharaja was going through at that point of time. And secondly, Mamata Mohandas' teacher, who is just there as an ornamentation in the film. Anurag Kashyap's lip sync also doesn't work that well, but the man mostly makes up through his performance, probably the best in his stints of acting. And that brings us to the Maharaja himself, Vijay Sethupathi, in his 50th silver screen venture. And what a way to celebrate his title of Makkal Selvan, as the fans lovingly bestowed on him. Makkal Selvan meaning people's treasure, as the Maharaja truly justifies with his superlative performance. It is also in the writing that suggests how a mere barber has the treasures of love, care, patience and zeal inside that make him the king that wealth of gold and banknotes cannot achieve. It shows what all he can bear for his daughter and what all he can give back if needed. Vijay's numb eyes, cold body language and sober renditions sends chill down your spine instantly after the same temperament fetches comic undertones in the police station scenes. Watch out for him frozen as calamity strikes on his family. Watch out for the way he drops down at the feet of the doctor in the hospital, and watch out for him as a raging bull in the pre-interval action piece. This is Sethupathi in top form, like that in Vikram Vedha, another film that continuously trumped you with cards up sleeve of the director. It is the Sethupathi you have been searching for some time now, and finally the man is back. It is also to be noted that after Prabhu Ram Vyas's Lover, with Nithilan Saminathan's Maharaja, Tamil cinema has quietly delivered two of the best films of 2024, in a year when everyone is finally going gaga over Malayalam cinema. What a great time for Indian cinephiles this is. Yes, Maharaja is built on deceptions, and yes, it features a series of interconnected twists, but like all magic tricks, it does not lose its urge and glory in a repeated performance or viewing, and only gains it. And just like magic tricks, it operates in the shadows and suggests that something is not useless just because you consider it to be. That is all from us today. Thank you for watching.